good morning, good afternoon, whatever it is. Here it's on, what day of the week? I can't remember the day of the week now. It's Wednesday afternoon, just remembered. And today I'm going to go to my friend's house in the middle of Dartmoor. I thought I'd take you along for the ride. It's a very pretty area, though the weather at this moment is not very good in the UK. So whether the filming will be any good, but I'll take some shots and some little bits of film on the way. Join me for the ride. Okay, keep watching. Hi, so here we go already. Hope you got your seatbelts on. Yeah, if you want to see more videos of the UK and the countryside, etc., just let me know. Message me, make a comment on the video, and I'll see what I can do. I live in the southwest of the UK, right at the very bottom area, and so it's quite remote to the rest of the country. It's about 250 odd miles from London. I can hear all my American friends laughing now. It's only 250 miles. That's to your local store, I expect. But in the UK, that takes us about 4 hours by train and maybe a bit longer by car. So that will be a special trip for when I get my visa to go back to the Philippines shortly. So yeah, keep watching. Here we go. Now here's a good example of why I hate driving in the UK, because of this testosterone fueled obsession people have got with getting in front of you. So we've got something up front now, quite basic. It's where the road goes from 2 lanes to 1 lane. So, and it says merge in turn, meaning you should all quite nicely allow a gap for the next person to go in one by one. But normally we get idiots where they all want to try and push in front of you, just because it gets them 6 foot in front. So, it's just crazy. But such is the mentality in the UK, I'm afraid. Very dog eat dog. At least in other countries I've driven in, there isn't this obsession with being 10 feet in front of the next person. Anyway, rant over. I've just pulled over for a couple of minutes on the middle of Dartmoor, which is around about, I can't remember if it's 3,000 meters high or 3,000 feet high. I got a funny thing, it's 3,000 meters, but we've got a lot of wild ponies, and farmers let their sheep and cattle run free here throughout the summer, and usually throughout the winter they take them in, so you'll only see a few of the sort of the wild ponies, wild horses, etc. But what I'm going to do is at a later date, when there's a good weather, I'll do another feature on the animals on Dartmoor and Dartmoor itself. Another classic case of the fog we get on these moorlands and stuff up here. In the winter it's always pretty grim, so you can imagine it's just ahead of us. That if you saw it on the right, a load of sheep that the farmers left out, so not a good existence, I imagine, if you're a sheep, although they've got the long coat this time of year for it. So yeah, somewhere I wouldn't mind living in some respects, just because of the wildness of it. But you know, it's pretty grim, and you definitely need a 4x4, really, I think, just to, in case we get the bad snowy weather. Now I've taken the back streets, the back route, because this is where the sat-nav is telling me to go. Not always a wise decision, especially if you have a bigger vehicle like mine, because sat-nav just works out the quickest route that shows it's a road. As you can see by the way the camera's bouncing around, it's quite a bumpy road, only just about wide enough for one vehicle each direction. But this is like classic Devon countryside roads, Devon being the county or state or province, whatever you want to call it, that I live in. This is a particularly interesting bit. Just gotta hope I don't meet something coming the other way, because there's very few passing places. But it's typical of the back roads. Quite fascinating in some respects if you're not from the UK. But at one point I used to deliver groceries on a delivery truck, and sometimes the sat-nav took me through these type narrow streets, and boy, sometimes it caused me some issues where it wasn't wide enough for the truck, or there was a narrow bridge or something crazy in the way. So yeah, I always be prepared for surprises. But here's a good example. We're just coming up to a very narrow bridge now, and there's nothing coming. Let's maneuver the van. It isn't too bad. It's wide enough with a little bit to spare. But there you go, there's a vehicle coming the other way, and he has to stop to let me through.
Road to N5 Exeter. Head north towards A386. In 400 feet, turn left onto A386.
So after approximately an hour of driving through different sort of countrysides, whoops, a good example of what happens in these lanes. I'm just about at Graham's house now. Just got to remember exactly where it was.